Coming up, we'll get our first look at designs for new school buildings. Plus, a special guest will tell us how kids can get a head start on their future after graduation. And Tara Cox joins us with an exciting opportunity for community members. Let's go inside Vancouver Public Schools.
Live it up, live it up, live it up, live it up.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Nick Voll. Our show today is all about planning for the future. That includes students, school buildings, and more. But first, let's do our top three. These are our three favorite social media posts. Number 3 is an Instagram post from LSW Architects. They had a group of McLaughlin Middle School students visit their offices recently to learn about architecture and also to see how plans are coming along on the new Mac school building, which is part of the bond measure voters approved back in February. We'll have an update on what else is going on with the bond later in the show. On to number 2, and it comes from Skyview High School. Coach Tamara Copeland has some timeless advice for swimmers, and it applies to the rest of us too. Dress for success. The Skyview girls team is having a winning season so far, and the boys season starts this winter. Our number 1 is also some good advice coming from Spike in Vancouver. He reminds us that the Marshall Center over by Hudson's Bay High School is a great place for kids to hang out after school. A C-Tran pass can get you in where you can play pool and other games, just hang out or do homework, or if you time it just right, you can dominate old guys like me at hoops. The school year has just begun, but it's already time for high school students to start thinking about what comes after they graduate. A special event next week is intended to give those students a hand. It's called Future You, and joining me now to talk about it is the organizer, Nina Stem. Nina, thanks for being here.
Sure, thank you.
Well, so tell us, what is this event and who's it for?
So this event is a post-secondary options fair for all of our students, grades K through 12, with the intention of empowering our students to start making plans for their future from the moment that they enter our buildings. There's going to be a variety of post-secondary options, so it's not just colleges and universities. So it's all options that students could do after high school that would help them lead to a career.
Sure, and so it's not just information, they're going to be talking to people who can answer questions and they can get a better sense of what these options are, right?
Yes.
Can you talk about kind of the need for students to have this kind of information? Because thinking about myself in high school, like, I didn't know what I was going to do, you know?
Right. So obviously it's crucial for our juniors and seniors in high school who have an immediate need. They have to make these choices right away, what they're going to do after high school, whether they are going to go to college or if they're going to go straight into the workforce or apprenticeships or internships or what that might look like for them. So it's obviously very important for them. We also know that in the state of Washington, over 60% of our jobs require some kind of post-high school education. So whether that is a college degree or not, it does require some kind of training. That's a large percentage of our jobs in Washington state. So we really want our students to start thinking about this before their junior or senior year in high school so that they can make good choices along the way in their education with Vancouver Public Schools. We have a lot of different options within our schools in terms of magnet programs and skills center programs and specialized training that if students start planning early, they can participate in those programs while they're still with us and make better decisions about their futures after high school by doing so. And those programs will also be present at Future You, so students can talk to them too.
So the younger students who are trying to figure it out can start getting a head start while still in our system.
Exactly.
So you kind of mentioned there'll be different kinds of organizations. Can you give me just a couple of examples of who's going to be there?
Yes, so we will have, like I mentioned, organizations that are within Vancouver Public Schools. So some of our magnet programs, Gear Up, which is a college readiness and access program, AVID, which is also a college readiness curriculum in our elementary schools through high schools. And so those programs will be available. We will also have 4-year universities, 2-year colleges, tech and trade schools, training programs, apprenticeships, and jobs programs that help students access employment directly out of high school also. We will have breakout information sessions on multiple different areas, including financial aid and financial planning, how to start planning now, how to start planning early to pay for college later.
Sure.
So things that apply to all of our families, regardless of the age of their students. And we will also have some fun things for our younger kids too. So we have a kids activity table, we have a raffle going, we have a fun bingo game that students can play while they're visiting all the tables and win prizes. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you sort of touched on this then, but ideally a student walks away from this event, what do they have now that they didn't have before they came?
Information and resources to make better decisions about what they want to do after they graduate from our schools. So a kindergartner, I want that kindergartner to walk away with a dream, basically, right? A dream of this is what I want to be when I grow up.
Sure.
And wow, I could go to that school and learn how to be that thing. And so motivating that student to do well in school, throughout elementary through high school. And our high schoolers leaving with the information that, okay, this is what I need to do in order to get into this school or this program, and this is the order that I need to do it in. And so leaving with that education and resources.
Sure. Well, Nina, I want to thank you for coming by today, and I hope your event goes really well.
Great, thank you for having me.
Yeah. And the Future You event is set for Wednesday, October 25th from 5 to 8 p.m. It is at Hudson's Bay High School, and it's totally free. And we spoke to kids who attended last year's event after last year, and they told us how much they learned. So take their advice and check out Future You yourself. It seems obvious, but you can't learn if you're not in class. Data shows that the more kids miss school, the further behind they fall. So this year, Vancouver Public Schools started a campaign to boost attendance. Amanda Richter went down to Fruit Valley Elementary, where being there is part of the school culture.
Here our motto is all day, every day.
One of the most important things students will read at school sits in front of Fruit Valley Community Learning Center. It's a sign that shows the school's daily attendance.
We all know that coming to school regularly and on time is important. After all, if kids aren't in school, they're missing valuable learning opportunities. But missing, say, 1 or 2 days every month doesn't really matter, does it?
1 or 2 days a month works out to 10 at least for the year.
If we're working and we're missing 2 days a month of work, that's going to be an issue for our employer, and it's an issue at school too. It really affects your learning.
There are a lot of reasons a kid might miss school.
They were sick, we had kids who were pulled out for vacations, I had students would go get their hair done.
No matter the reason, missing class has a major impact on students.
If you're not here, you don't get access to the learning, and then when you do come back, you have to catch up.
In classrooms where absenteeism is high, it affects more than the missing student's personal growth.
And a lot of times parents will say, well, my student's a good student, they'll catch up, and they don't realize though that having maybe 5, 10 kids out of a class at a time because of all these different issues really affects the learning environment.
Fewer students in class means fewer opportunities for teamwork and less progress in the curriculum.
And the teacher has a hard time moving forward with the curriculum and content because we have to do a lot of reteaching because kids aren't there.
At Fruit Valley, the goal is 95% of students in their seats on time every single day.
So we get to know families on a personal basis, and sometimes it means a phone call, sometimes it means the principal shows up at your door and finds out what's going on. But if we do that in a proactive manner, then it's not a confrontation, it's just what can we do to help you and how do we support everybody.
Thanks in part to this renewed focus on attendance at Fruit Valley and across the district, kids are rethinking what it means to miss school.
I would be kind of sad because I'm missing school and learning.
And they're encouraging one another to make it every morning.
I would say get up or else we wouldn't have time to learn. Because learning gets you to college, right? we're going to try to be here all year.
Inside Vancouver Public Schools, I'm Amanda Richter.
Thanks, Amanda. The absentee rate in Vancouver Public Schools is about the same as the statewide average, but the district's goal is to have 90% of its students attend class 90% of the time by the year 2020. A VPS teacher has earned a statewide honor. Shayla Matos is the 2017 Dance Educator of the Year. Shayla teaches dance at Philida and Sacagawea Elementary Schools and to students across the district. She's been with Vancouver Public Schools since 1996 and helps organize the annual district-wide dance festival. Shayla was selected by her peers in the Washington Dance Educators Association. And speaking of honors, VPS, Evergreen Public Schools, and the Vancouver Police Activities League have been recognized for their effort to keep kids busy after school. The nonprofit Network of Southwest Washington gave the organizations its 2017's Collaborator Award. The school districts have worked with PAL to bring after-school soccer and basketball to several elementary schools free of cost and families, and the program is set to expand soon. 2 Vancouver students are semifinalists in the National Merit Scholarship Program. Kieran Gregerson of Columbia River High School and Sydney Kim of Skyview are among the 16,000 national semifinalists. They're competing for national merit scholarships and a piece of the $32 million to be distributed to students. This is one of the biggest awards a high school students can get. Both students are high achievers academically with multiple extracurricular activities, and they'll find out in February if they advance to the finals. Time now for a Re-Schools update, the latest on the bond measure approved by voters back in February. Vancouver iTech Preparatory is among the first projects on the timetable, and now we know what the new school building might look like. At a special event with its parent-teacher group, school leaders debuted the first draft of plans for the new building, which will be located on the Vancouver campus of Washington State University. This will be the first time in the school's history that every student will be in the same building.
We're extremely excited about the new building so that we can bring both of our campuses together in one building and really continue to form a sense of place for iTech in the community and in the VPS schools.
Currently, the school's 6th through 8th graders go to school at the Jim Parsley Center, while the high schoolers attend class at WSU. The new building will bring them all together and will include parking, outdoor spaces, and collaboration spaces. Last week, Ogden Elementary held an open house for community members to get a peek at its preliminary design. The attendees got to see the plans and talk about it with the planning team who put it all together. The design incorporates previous suggestions by staff, students, and community members, and their feedback now will also play a role as the design is revised. Construction is set to begin this upcoming summer, and the school building will open in 2019. To see the timeline for these and other bond-related projects, head to the district website, vansd.org/reschools. You can find out what's happening to your neighborhood schools and when. And of course, we'll also bring you regular updates on this show. And if you want to see the latest stuff happening in Vancouver Public Schools, you can watch this show, or you can get a little more active. From our communications department, Tara Cox joins us now with details on a cool event right around the corner. Tara?
Thanks, Nick. The first patron tour of the school year is coming up, and it's a way for community members to get inside school buildings to see what students are learning. On Friday, October 27th, you can check out Harney Elementary School and Hudson's Bay High School. The tour starts at 8:30 at the Bates Center, next to Roosevelt Elementary. You'll hop on the yellow school bus and head out with the superintendent, Dr. Steve Webb. At Harney, you'll see the school's Spanish immersion program, its outdoor learning spaces, and the Family Community Resource Center. At Bay, step inside the school's new building construction classroom and into its horticulture program to stop and smell the flowers. At the end of the tour, you have the choice to eat a delicious lunch prepared by culinary arts students from Fort Vancouver High School. The tour's free, but if you want to eat lunch, it's just $5. You must register in advance if you want to take the tour. Contact Sue Knabel. Her phone number is on your screen, 360-313-4720. If it's easier, you can head to the district website, vansd.org/visit-VPS. If you can't make this one, don't worry. There are usually 3 tours a year, so another one's coming up soon. Nick, back to you.
Hey, thanks, Tara. Time now for the big picture. This is our favorite picture from the world of social media. And I hate to say it, but I pulled a few strings here. This tweet is mine. This is a picture of my son who was born in September. His name is August Theodore, and he looks dapper in red, if I do say so myself. He and my wife Marissa are doing really well, and I love them both. I apologize to you, the viewers, for my blatant nepotism, but it won't happen again unless I take another cute picture of him, and then all bets are off. Here's a look at what's happening across the district. First up, parent-teacher conferences. These are extremely important, so be sure to go. They also mean altered school schedules. On Thursday the 19th, there's no school for elementary students, and middle and high schoolers have 2-hour early release. On Friday, nobody has school. Make sure you're in contact with your child's school if you have questions. And also on Friday, a big football doubleheader courtesy of VPS Game Time, the district's sports broadcasting program. At 5 p.m., Vancouver's oldest rivalry takes center stage as Fort Vancouver and Hudson's Bay square off for control of the Peace Pipe. And at 8, Skyview and Union, with the winner likely to get the league's second playoff spot, so it's a big game. These games can be seen on Comcast Channel 328, plus the district's Facebook and YouTube pages. And that's it for us. For me, Tara Cox, our crew, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Inside Vancouver Public Schools.